let me introduce you to the fastest, most reliable and robust way to create a high-end electrical system that is expandable in the future. So it's all done with the Giga Powerhub. So the Giga Powerhub is your power distribution, does all your switching, it combines all of your electrics and creates one central heart of a system. Now, instead of explaining it, let's just go straight into it. So on how to create a high-end electrical system in minutes. So start with our lithium battery. We need to fuse it as close to the positive as possible. So I like to use these bolt down fuses like that. Grab our positive cable, put it on. Cool. So the Powerhub uses ferrules, these guys here. So every connection should have a ferrule on it. Now all you need to do is strip the wire back and put your ferrule on, like so. And the battery inputs are grub screws, and they don't require you to pre-crimp them. The screw itself crimps it, as you can see here. So So you'll see that one goes in there, all up nice. And as you can see, the grub screw itself pre-crimps it for you. So no need to buy and use those expensive lug crimpers like the ones up here. Cool, so that's our power in to our Powerhub. That's, within minutes you're all connected, ready to go to be able to distribute power to anything. So let's add a 3 kilowatt inverter. Powerhub can handle it, no worries at all. So negative in first on the bottom layer, positive on the top layer. Now these have a torque spec. I just like torque everything at the end. Now we're going to put a 350 amp fuse on this inverter. Done. So we've got inverter hooked up to a battery via a Powerhub. Super quick. So if you down here, we've got switches to turn the Powerhub on and off. Now these switches can be wired up to a battery monitor, for example, and if it's above 20% state of charge, it will be turned on. If it goes below, it will turn off. You can set it to whatever you want it to be. But we're just hardwired it for now, and we've got it turned on. Cool, so that's our inverter set up, ready to go. Inverter turns on. Let's hook up a 2 kilowatt heater, because why not? There we go, putting out 2 kilowatts of heat. Easy. No worries at all. So the Powerhub can handle 300 amps continuous through this input. And if you need to run more than 300 amps, you can run extra power through the starter input, which I'll go into later. Each of these terminals can take 300 amps, no worries. These here can take 125 amps each, and these can take 20 amps each. And then we've got a 250 amp switch, which I'll go into later. So, alright, we've got our inverter wired up. Let's wire a light up. So, real simple, all you need to do is take your positive and negative, strip the insulation back, now I said before that the grub screws don't need to be crimped. Well, they are all of the silver connectors. These green connectors are clamp style connectors, and they need to have a crimped ferrule on the end of them. So you can just get these ferrule crimpers. They're very inexpensive. They don't need to be of very, very high quality like your lug ones do, because they're not making a solid piece of copper like these lug crimpers do. All they're doing is they're holding all of the strands of wire together, and that is it. So there we go. 1, 2. Cool. Now let's just, now this light, you literally, it just push fit connectors. So you just push it in, push it in, like so. There we go, and your light's already done. Super, super easy. So to take it out, you just hold it down, and let's say we want to actually switch it. So if you come over here, Brie, we will hook it into one of our outputs on this side. There we go, like so. And these are all of our switched outputs. So, as you can see, that doesn't turn on yet. We need to connect our switch panel. This guy right here. All we need to do is plug it in, secure it down, and it's all ready to go. The hardest part is to find the sticker you're after and to line it up perfectly. In this case, that's number 2. So if we go for the corresponding number 2, we can turn our switch on and off. Now, the Giga Powerhub can do momentary switching, or like toggle switching, as you see there. So if we wanted to toggle switch this light here, for example, we could do the same by just connecting it up. I've already pre-configured this in the app. So one goes in there, positive in there, and negative in there. There we go, and that was on number 1. So if you see, I hold it down and it stays on. When I take it off, it doesn't. So that's just useful for, like, you know, if you had a lift up bed, for example, you can hold it down and the bed will lift up while you're holding it down, and take it off while you're not. Another thing could be just like, for example, I use it for my winch. I toggle it on and off for the winch to go in and out. So whatever you want to use it for, and that's pre-configurable in the app. We can also turn them on and off via a switch panel. So hold it down, toggle just like it was preset, and then that one toggles on and off as seen. So super, super, super simple. As you can see, yeah, battery hooked up, 3 devices connected already. How do we charge? Okay, let's install a solar controller. So, super simple again. We've got 5 charger inputs here, and they could be AC, DC, DC, or solar. It doesn't really matter. And on the left here, we've got our DCCDC Charger outputs, and I'll go over that in a minute. But let's just go straight in. All you need to do, negative to the bottom, positive to the top. And as you can see, the LED on that has just started flickering. And obviously you need to wire your solar panel to your controller. So simple, and these are just maxi fuses that you just put into place. Very simple. Now, let's say we wanted to run a DC-DC charger. Now, the Powerhub has also got another smart feature about it that we can bring our starter batteries into here. So we run a positive, negative cable all the way from here to our starter battery. And that is connected to these outputs here. So these are your starter battery outputs. So you can run a DC-DC charger input straight out of here into your DC-DC charger, and then the output of the DC-DC charger goes to this side and powers your charges your lithium battery. Super handy. 2 DC-DC charger from DC-DC charger. It can't be simpler. The other benefit of the Powerhub is so a lot of times you'll be driving along and you've got your fridge running, you've got your inverter charging some camera gear or a laptop as you're driving. You might have left a light on, for example. You could easily be drawing 20 amps, right? As you're driving along. And let's say you've got a 40 amp DC-DC charger. Well, that 40 amps will be coming from your start battery, charging your auxiliary battery, 20 will be going to your battery, and 20 will be going to all your loads. But the Giga Powerhub has got a nice feature where when we are driving, all of the loads will be powered off the start battery. And the auxiliary battery won't be connected to any of the loads, so it will be getting the full 40 amps charge, and it will have no loads to discharge as we're driving. So that's one real nice feature about it, and it's just a small thing, but it can really make a big difference in the long run. So that's how you'd wire your chargers up. Another feature is the ability to link the batteries together. Starter battery, auxiliary battery can link together. Now that's useful if your battery goes flat on your starter battery, for example, so you can jump start it. If you drain your lithium battery completely flat, you can do the same. You can get your starter battery to jump start your lithiums, because when these go flat, the normal DC-DC chargers, your solar controllers, don't tend to reboot itself back up from a BMS dead state. You need a plus 12 volts to actually get it going. So that's another benefit. The other one is, if your starter battery requires a bit more juice, so if you're winching, for example, you can run your you can link them together, so your starter battery just gets that extra power from here. If your alternator supports it, you can do direct alternator charging by linking them together. So there's a raft of different reasons why you'd want it. It's a nice handy feature to have. So that's basically all of the features of the Powerhub, and you can see how quick it is and easy to create a high-end electrical system that's easily expandable in the future. You want to add extra USB sockets here and here, done. No worries at all.